So this is how we start with crab. I got a cooler. I'm gonna fill this up with water and ice, just so I can throw the live crab in here and they don't die on the way home. So I got a pretty large cooler here. Let's go find some ice. So here's my fridge ice. I think that should be enough. Let's go. We have several stores in the area that sell live blue crab. Usually it's the Asian stores that would sell them during the summer times. When I'm picking up my crab, I look for the ones that are very lively. You don't want to pick anything out that's dead. Also, you want to pick out crab that have both of their claws. Claws really have the best tender meat in them. So if the crab is missing the claws, well, there's really no point of picking it. There's also a difference between males and females. I'll show you later in the video how to determine which ones are which. But in my opinion, they both taste the same. It is a little bit easier to clean the males. There's less gunk in there. Other than that, they're both absolutely delicious. Ice water is going to quickly and humanely kill the crab and also preserve the freshness. It also makes the cleaning process much easier as well.
Wow.
So this is our crab. We still have a little bit of ice left.
Wow.
They're all kind of stunned, so they're not going to pinch you anymore. So they're much easier to clean this way, and they're still fresh. And so let's get to it. This was a female because it has like a little flappy tail. Let's see if I can find a male. Here's a male. This is a male. You can kind of see the difference here on the bottom flaps. Male, female. So I have different buckets here, 3 different ones. This one I'm going to use for actual cleaning. This is going to be where all the shell remains go. That's going to be discarded, and then my actual meat that's left over. So let's just start with the first one. I'll show you how I clean these. You grab the crab, and then you essentially just take off the top cover like this. It kind of comes off neatly. Toss this in here. Twist the tail off. And then you want to make sure these are the lungs. You want to get rid of the lungs on the sides. Here. And then lungs on the other side as well. And again,
Where's the beans, Papa? Where's the beans?
The face, you can just basically twist off. And then the rest, I take a hose and then just rinse it. And just like that, you have a clean crab. So you have, all that's left is the claws, and then the meat. So I'm going to just do a little quick rinse to clean it off a little further. Okay, toss it in here, keep it in the shade. Let's do another one. Same thing. This is a male, so this is a little bit harder to get the tail out, but still, these are really delicious. Got the crack, the shell open. The tail you just twist off. This face you just rip off. And then the lungs you want to always get rid of, because these are...
I want to bling, 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 bling.
Okay, and then we're just going to flush all the guts out. There it is, just like that, it's clean. We have just the meat, the stuff that's edible. Another male, you can tell, it's the same thing. We're going to put our finger here, and then just rip the shell out. The lungs.
Oh. What?
What color is it?
There's another one.
You're not scared of it?
Don't get my tail, the crab. Good dog. It's a baby crab. It's a daddy crab. Papa, I have a tail on it.
You do. How did this one snuck in?
Snuck in, Papa, snuck in.
This one snuck in, yeah. My favorite part of this crab thing is the claws. So when I'm picking them at the store, I always pick up the loose ones, all the ones I see, and throw it in the bag. They got this awesomeness. That's all it is full of really good tender meat. So don't hesitate to pick those up. The loose ones, the best part.
The crab.
Yeah. This is it. That's it here. Got a few pounds of crab meat that we're gonna boil, and then I'll show you how that's done too. Yum yum. So I'm using a large pot to cook all my crab in. I'm gonna fill it up with water first, probably about 3/4 of the way. That should be enough. And I do all my cooking, especially this crab, in the garage, just because the spicy sauces and the spicy powders they use kind of a little bit potent. I have a pregnant wife that doesn't really like it that much. But yeah, so we're cooking in the garage today on this little portable stove. And then I turn it up as high as it goes and wait till it starts to boil. While I wait for the water to boil, I prep my crab. What I do is I take a mallet and crack all these shells. And the reason for that is I want all my spices and all that deliciousness to soak in the meat when it cooks. And then also it's a lot easier to eat after it's cooked. You don't have to break your teeth or use a hammer later. They should be all ready to go and you can eat them one after the other. You just want to crack them a bit. You don't want to smash them all the way. Okay, so there's so many different ways of seasoning your boil. This is my favorite, so I'm gonna let you know what I do. I got 3 whole lemons. Squeeze the juice in. Cut it in half first, of course. And I also got a whole onion with flavor. Okay. Then I got about maybe 4 or 5 cloves of garlic. Just toss that in there. Some bay leaves. And then I have garlic pepper seasoning. Put a bunch of that in there. I don't really measure any of it. This is just all from experience, I guess. And then I have Louisiana. This is Cajun Land Complete Seafood Boil. I ordered this from Louisiana. It's one of my favorite seasonings. Obviously, gotta put a whole bunch of that in here. Just gives that extra spiciness and flavor for your crab. And then I like my stuff spicy, so I add a little bit of red pepper, cayenne. Let's do it this side. And then you want to mix it all together. The water hasn't started to boil yet, but it will soon. And then for seasoning, for those of you that are interested, I'll put a link in my description below where I bought the seasoning. I think, like I said, this stuff is really good. Cajun Land Complete Seafood Boil. They sell 4 pounds at a time and they ship it to anywhere in the US. I'm gonna throw the lid back on. It speeds up the boil process. And we'll get our potatoes and corn ready. Aside from seasoning, this is everything that I put in the boil. So I got some potatoes, corn, sausage. You can use any. This is Polish kielbasa, but you can use your whatever you like. And then obviously the crab itself. So we got a boil started. We're gonna begin with potatoes first. So I'll drop in the potatoes. And then potatoes only. So we still have a boil going. You need to close the lid and set a timer for 5 minutes. So it's been 5 minutes with the potatoes. I'm gonna turn off your alarm clock. Next thing we want to do is toss in the corn. So we got our corn going in. Okay, we're going to save the sausage for last. And then you have all your crabs. This is the most important thing. They go in together. Let's see how much of this will fit in there. Hopefully everything. This looks delicious. It smells so good already. Okay, so it fits, which is good news. You want to make sure that they all go underwater. And then you want to close the lid and let it boil again. So once it starts boiling, reset the timer for 15 minutes. This is very important. You don't want to overcook the crab. So it just started to boil again. This is with the crab and corn. Again, you want to reset your timer to 15 minutes. And at the 10-minute mark, give or take, I'm going to toss in my sausage. So it only kind of cooks for about 5 minutes or so. And you also want to toss in, I always toss in like a whole stick of butter for this size pot. Butter just adds so much more flavor to your crab. So it's been about 10 minutes. The crab has been boiling for 10 minutes, and this is when you want to toss in your sausage. And we have about 5 more minutes left on our timer. And this will warm up the sausage and also kind of get some flavor in there too. Okay, so the crab has been cooking for 15 minutes, and this is where you want to shut off our stove. And then I have some ice that I'm gonna pour in here to stop the cooking process. So the reason for that is I still want to let all this concoction, the meat and sausage and corn, absorb some more of the flavor, and the ice will stop the actual cooking process. And we'll drag it over this way. And we'll let it sit for about 10 more minutes. So, there it is. I drained all the water. Alright, this is it. We have our crab boil completed. The stuff is going to be a little bit spicy, so I always have ranch for dipping, which tastes absolutely amazing. If you guys have any questions, comments, please leave them below. I'm about to eat all this, or at least half of it.